So we all have our favorite bullion dealers, both local and online. And you know who I'm talking about, right? The highly reliable, great products, great service. You just count on them. But if you haven't thought about buying gold and silver from the same place you buy bulk groceries and other warehouse items, you might be missing out. Welcome back, fellow savers, stackers, and metal enthusiasts. Now, as we start today's video, the gold-silver ratio sits at right about 80, so down 4 over the last week or so. And it likely from two things, really. I think there was a surge in silver, maybe a light pullback in gold. So overall, slightly down from last week. For this illustration, I thought I would take us to the bars, literally, and use a 50-ounce Sunshine Mint bar and 6 5-ounce silver bars versus our 1 ounce gold coin. So at this ratio, silver is still favored. I like silver. I feel it's more undervalued in this range and remains undervalued. So from a stacking perspective, that's really where my focus remains. And as long as the numbers stay high, we'll continue stacking there. But this isn't the topic for today. Today, let's talk about what has really transformed quickly into a $1 billion online business, which of course is Costco's gold and silver bullion sales. Now, I've been trying to track their premiums for months now, but it's crazy. I mean, literally, as they often sell out the same day something comes into stock, same day. Now, I'm lucky to have timed a recent purchase with them and was able to get an order delivered, which we'll unbox in a minute. But I even checked this morning, and I'll show you this in a slide. I checked this morning before starting this video just to see where they're at. They listed a gold bar and 2 silver rounds from PAMP. 2 of the 3 were sold out, so they only had 1 of 3 available for purchase. And I'll show you what those look like in just a minute. First, however, before we get into what I bought and where we're at, let's look at the numbers and why buying bullion from Costco is really quite compelling. I'll start with a few charts from my premium tracker file to help. And if you're not familiar with those, I've included a link in the description to an earlier video I did that explains these in detail. So you can take a look at that and see how I'm collecting data and how I'm using that data to really inform my stacking decisions and help point me in the right direction. So let's switch over and take a look at the computer real quick and walk through some of this data. Now, as I mentioned, the three things that Costco had in stock, you see along the bottom here. So they had the PAMP gold bar and then 2 silver rounds. I showed you which ones are sold out. So they only have the Lady Liberty as the last one in stock. I typically buy my Silver Eagles from Costco, sold out as well. But when I think about my stacking strategy and where these fit in, the Silver Eagle definitely in the upper right quadrant. Definitely, if I have a choice, I'm going to stack that one first. However, the others are really a compelling price. So I did the numbers on the Lady Liberty rounds this morning. What I found is that the premium after the 2% rebate from Costco and the 2% rebate from my credit card ends up at about 96 or just under 96 cents over spot. So great price if you're looking to build your stack with generic silver rounds. This is how the Silver Eagles are going to show up on the site. So this is from a couple weeks back, and what you see here is that the price is $719.99, which if you do the math, just on that spot price, the premium ends up being just over $4 a round. But then once you take into account the rebates that you get, so 4% total in my case, that brings the premium down to $2.73. So pretty compelling, especially when you start to look at the numbers in more detail. Now, this gets into my premium tracker and how I actually record a lot of this. So you'll see in this far right column, the October 17th is when I found those Silver Eagles online. If you look at then, okay, well, what does that look like on a premium per coin? This is the math I did. Also take or keep an eye out on the gold here and the premiums that they offer, which I think you'll find are pretty compelling and in line with what you'll find in other places, depending on sales and other things. But once you take into account any rebates that you might get through Costco or your credit card, this is where it really gets interesting. You can see that the $2.73 premium on those Silver Eagles is a really solid price. Going back to August, that was down at $2.14. But look at the gold. Look at buying gold Eagles and gold Buffaloes. Now, I don't track the gold bars. I don't track the generic silver rounds here. But for the coins that I do stack, you end up being able to buy gold at under spot with those additional rebates. So really, when I think about my own personal stack and just getting value out of my dollars, pretty compelling reasons to buy bullion from Costco when it's in stock, when you can find it. Now let's take a look. So the American Gold Buffalo, the average premium through mid-October was in the 130 range. The lowest premium for the last couple of weeks has been about $113. So again, if we go back and look at this, those numbers, Costco's comes in well below those numbers already before you even look at the rebates. So they are performing exceptionally relative to other online dealers. I would say the story is the same on the American Eagles, where you see the premiums since August have been just parabolic. They've been going up, 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 up. And Costco, when they have them in stock, their premiums are quite a bit less than this, certainly under spot once you account for the rebates. Last one is the Silver Eagles. Very similar story. So you see I've actually annotated here the last two prices I've been able to get when they've had them in stock, well below what you see from other dealers. So I think my point in illustrating all of this is if you're not looking at Costco and you haven't really considered them as an option for your bullion purchases, definitely take a look at them, do the math, line that up with your stacking strategy and the kinds of coins that you like to stack, and consider them as one of your dealers to tap into. So definitely compelling. Love what they do. Now, so from a pricing perspective, it's a great deal. But in going through the online reviews for Costco, I did find a few interesting points I think that are worth mentioning. People love their fast shipping. And I've even seen this too, where you'll make a purchase at Costco and it may ship the next day, same day sometimes. And as you can see from the label on the package I just got, they're shipping everything 2-day air. So it's getting here quick. And that's shipping that I'm not paying any additional fees for. There have been some negative reviews around coin damage, and what people are saying is that the coins will come out of the tubes and sort of what they say clink around the box. So they get scratched up a little bit through the shipping process, and not ideal when the box arrives and you can hear all the coins rustling around in there. And they also mentioned, a couple of folks were talking about the delivery. So as you can see again in the label over here, adult signature required, minimum age of 21. But some people were saying that the packages were left on their porch or at a mailbox, no signature collected. So that's really not a Costco issue. It's more of a delivery issue, but still, it was part of what I found on the reviews. And then just a watch out around state tax. So some people were saying that even though their state does not tax bullion purchases, buying gold through Costco would trigger state tax. And this is really on you now. So if you're purchasing from Costco, just make sure that if you're in a state that does not collect tax on bullion sales, that when you look at the receipt or when you look at the bill, that there's no state tax there. So that's just more of a watch out as to what you find and what you'll see there. So with all of that in mind, let's take a look at what I got in the mail. Let's open this up and see if it's what we expected, and if any of these concerns or issues have come up. I can tell you right now, just by shaking this, that there's no loose coins in there, which is a great initial sign. So let's take a look at what's in the box and go from there. Okay, so we've got some padding here, some more padding in here. Okay, so here's how they arrive. So I ordered 2 tubes of Silver Eagles. They're in a padded envelope that is fairly well sealed. You can tell that obviously there's no coins clinking around. Here's one, and here's 2. Let's move these guys out of the way. So that's what arrived. 2 tubes of Silver Eagles. As you can see, they are shrink wrapped. So the tubes themselves are sealed, and there's a mint seal on those. So very well protected in the shipping process. The package itself had plenty of padding in it. So I would say that based on this observation and this particular shipment, no issues with coin damage. I had no issues with signature. So they were the carrier actually rang the doorbell. I had to sign for it. So there was none of the issues that were showing up online every once in a while were anything I experienced. So in my opinion, Costco seems to have addressed some of the biggest concerns that were out there relative to these types of purchases. So I guess so let's bring this to a close. Buying bullion from Costco is very compelling. The pricing is the best that I've seen out there. Again, run the numbers as you go to verify, but my experience so far has been that the pricing at Costco has been by far the lowest. They seem to have addressed any issues that are out there. So the concerns around shipping and damage seem to be mitigated and addressed. And really, I think that their service, their fast shipping, their approach to really jumping into the bullion market has easily added them to my group of online dealers that I love to do business with. And I personally plan to continue to buy from them. The key here is you just have to be lucky enough to be online when their products are in stock, which can be challenging. So thanks for joining me today to explore bullion purchases from Costco. Again, in my opinion, they have highly competitive prices and are a great option that I plan to continue to use as I continue to build my stack. And as always, let's keep working to grow our knowledge, learn from history, and together drive our stacking strategies so we can be ruling the ratio. Thanks so much.